am sure sports. You know me there, from coast to coast representing. I mean, say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get the sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know no game play, that me not say it. If me never see no game, me no know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you are gonna love over here so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crapper players. We are good enough. Remember, like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment, let me know what your thoughts are.
Trick Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, Scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
Made up of 18 Jamaican herbs and spices, add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Trick Nick Jerk Barbecue Sauce.
Alright, good morning and welcome to I Am Sure Sports. I am your host, Mannins Man. It's always a joy and pleasure to be with you as we continue to look to the hills from whence cometh our help. Our help comes from the Lord who made the heavens and the earth. He will not suffer our foot to be moved because he keeps us and he never slumbers and he never sleeps. Give thanks because you're alive. Give thanks because you have breath in your lungs, and that's a great privilege. There are many that didn't make it to 11 a.m. this morning, and you are here. And we are forever grateful that we have life, we have love, because we love people, and people love us. All right? Be good to take care of your loved ones. And today, find a good deed to do. Be a blessing to someone else. All right? We have a special guest this morning that you know him very well. So I don't want to, he's a very busy man, so I don't want to keep him too long. He's operating under strict timing. So I want to maximize the moment. And so I'm going to have him come on and we're going to talk a little bit about the Nations League, and then he's going to go and then we'll continue the show, and then I'll greet all of you, including Balakar, Know Yourself, D. Madre, Daniel Smith, Wicked Man Burp, Dwight Spence, Baggio, and all of those who are watching and you have not yet made a comment. All right, big up to you and blessings. Thanks for being here. We have with us this morning from Reggae Boys Commentary, Mr. Simon Cadwell, Preston, sorry. This is not AGT, all right?
Good morning, sir. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Mr. Preston. I am giving thanks. You understand? We had a lot of rain, feeling a little like under the weather, but you know, yeah. But I'm here giving thanks. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Psalms 37 verse 4. Take exquisite delight in the Lord and he will grant you desires of the heart.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. The man even listen. Normally, people quote from King James version. He went to like the New Living, so you know that he's really a church
New World,
person. Yeah.
New World Translation of the Holy Scriptures.
There you go. That is awesome, though. That is awesome. And in fact, you know that I have a game today. My son plays in the Keller Williams prep school competition. So he has a game today that was rescheduled from the weekend. So we're gonna see how that goes. He scored a hat trick in his last game. So we'll
Yeah.
see. I told him that he needs to keep it going. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's brilliant to see how that has gone on because it's been a couple of years now that Keller Williams has been on. The organizer Nathan Geddes Morrison, the project he
Yeah.
has, Danny Beckford with the moral support. So it's great to see how that has just gone from strength to strength over the last
Yeah.
few years. Honestly,
Yeah. Yeah. So they're
God may
doing
that
two.
continue.
They're doing the under 13 this year and the under 9. And I was just speaking to them that they need to get with the time because how they have done it, it is based on birth date and not year like what FIFA is doing. So they didn't say like um 2013 or stuff like that. So I have, for example, two kids. One turns 10 on the 31st of August, and the other one turns 10 on the 1st of September. And the one day apart, but the one in September can play, but the one in August cannot play.
Oh, mm, yeah,
Yeah.
something to
So,
think about for next year. Yeah,
yeah,
for
so,
sure.
yeah, so that is what happened when you do it by birth date and not birth year.
Right, right, right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, it should follow the FIFA guidelines. I would agree there. And that's basically how it is. And there's been many reports as to why that is a better usage of it for age group tournaments. So something that the organizers can consider for 2024 for sure, most
yeah,
definitely.
yeah, man,
Yeah,
awesome.
man.
All right, last night was the 2023-2024 Nations League draw. Very, very, very interesting uh, draw how it is. But we know that you are very versed on these things. But before we get to what happened last night, we just want to remind people that the semifinal of the 2022-2023 one is coming up in Vegas. So just tell them a little bit about that, and then we can segue into the 2023-2024 Nations League.
Sure. So the draw last night was for the 23-2024, as you said. The the Nations League that is ongoing is the 2022-2023 cycle, and it's the semi-final stage, as you made mention, where you'll have the United States that will be in action taking on Mexico, and in the other one you will also have Panama in action taking on Canada as well. So whichever way you look at it, USA or Mexico won't be in a final. Both of them won't be in a final. So that's the situation that we have from that sort of angle of things. So when you bear that in mind, it's a compelling fixture because it was in previous Gold Cups and World Cup qualifying, Mexico USA has been the final. And when you bear in mind the last edition of the Nations League as well, this was a mouth-watering encounter. But now it's a situation where they're going to face each other in a semi-final, not a final. So I'm anticipating two really good semi-finals. And for these teams, these four, this is their dress rehearsals for the Gold Cup as well. This is their two opportunities to be able to prepare for the Gold Cup, and they would relish it because they're on US soil already, and they're highly likely to face one another in the Gold Cup itself. So for them, it is fantastic preparation because they'll have an insight into, okay, well, we already played Mexico 2 weeks ago, so we already know what they're going to do and what they're all about as well. So that's why, from that perspective, the teams that are in the semifinals of the Nations League will have, I don't want to say an edge, but certainly will have good preparation against the CONCACAF teams because that's exactly who they're playing. Not that Jamaica doesn't have good preparation. I genuinely feel that Qatar and Jordan are great preparations. One, because Qatar, how they set up defensively under Carlos Queiroz, so we're going to be forced to be patient when we create opportunities. And Jordan as well being an unknown quantity, meaning a team that Jamaica has never faced before, it's a different sort of complexion. And when you bear in mind Jamaica's record against Asian teams, especially in recent notes, there's every reason for encouragement as well. So I would say June onwards, Manningsman, it's an exciting period of time. I would even say the end of May because, the under 20 CONCACAF Championship, you bear in mind the Gold Cup, the Women's World Cup as well, sandwiched in between all of that. You have the CAC games, the Pan American Games later this calendar year as well. And let's not forget for other, for broader sports fans as well, when you're bearing in mind the Netball World Cup, the Lacrosse World Cup, the World Championships. It's an exciting summer of sports overload. So being a Jamaican this summer, you have lots to be proud about.
You have the under 15 for boys. in
Absolutely.
I think IMG and the under 14, I think for girls as well, that is happening. And then right after that, we basically the next window, which would be in September, is when the Nation League restart, which is what we had last night. But the first thing I want to speak about is why four teams based on their ranking have already progressed to the 2023-2024 quarterfinal
Quarterfinal.
of
Right.
the Nations League. And who are those four teams? Before we get into
Right.
the groups here. But
Yeah, so those four, that's the United States, Canada, Mexico, and Costa Rica. And the reason why this was done is based on the seedings from the March 2023 CONCACAF Rankings Index. So League A of the Nations League has expanded to 16 teams. And the way the format is right now is two groups of 6 teams in each group. 16 teams overall, 12 plus 4, 16. So the top 4 teams that are in CONCACAF Rankings Index, which remember, the CONCACAF Rankings Index is separate from the FIFA rankings. So
yeah.
CONCACAF is using its rankings index for seedings for regional competitions. So the March edition of the rankings index made the important point of having the United States, Canada, Costa Rica, and also Mexico as well as the top 4. And that is the reason why they're not playing in the group stages, but they are in the quarterfinals. Had Jamaica been in the top 4 in the March CONCACAF Index, Jamaica would have bypassed this group stage and would have been in the quarter-finals of the competition itself. Right now, in the CONCACAF Index, Jamaica are 7th. So some work to do, but great opportunities to do so, bearing in mind the Gold Cup friendlies, the Nations League, and later I'll explain why all of these results are so important, where the World Cup qualifiers just a year away.
Yeah. The fifth ranked team is Panama.
Correct?
The sixth ranked team is
Haiti.
Haiti. Okay, so Haiti is
Yes.
above us, and then Jamaica. And
Right.
incidentally, we and Haiti are in the same group. But the other thing, though, is that they have kept the same amount of games, though the groups have been expanded. So it is not like home and away for the other against the other 5 teams. You only play. Well, Jamaica will not play Haiti because
That
both
is.
are in part one and part two of the,
Mm.
but you explain that how that works and how they came up with that whole plan to have the teams from part one and part two not play each other.
Right. So CONCACAF at the end of the month will announce officially in relation to the actual fixture list. So we can know, okay, are we playing Grenada at home or are we playing Grenada away? Are we playing Cuba at home or Cuba away? At the end of this month, we'll get the specifics in relation to this matter in particular. So this format is called Swiss style, and the basic definition is that the teams that you have in your group, you're not necessarily playing all of them. This is traditionally seen, especially in American sports as well, the likes of lacrosse and also American football, where you might not necessarily play every single team that are in your group. Why is this format used? The best person to answer that question would certainly be the likes of Mr. Horace Reed or Howard McIntosh, where that matter is concerned, or persons from competitions. But in a sense, you have to look at it as a positive. Why? Because this is, in a sense, a dress rehearsal for the World Cup qualifiers, because when Jamaica are in the World Cup qualifiers, it's going to be similar, where if we play Haiti at home, we're not going to play Haiti away. So it's preparing you that you're not going to play them home and away. So there's no margin for error, and whoever you play on your day, go and beat them. And the second factor to it, in this Nations League where you have 6 teams, the team that you're not playing, you're not in control of what they do either, because you're not going to play them. So it forces you as well, go and get the 4 wins, finish in the top 2, and you're going to be in the quarterfinals and one step closer to the Copa America. So that's essentially what will be needed from our standpoint to ensure a smooth passage towards not only the quarterfinals, but eventually, all being well, qualification to the Copa America.
Okay, but the same promotion and
Mm-hmm.
demotion applies, right? So you can still be demoted, though you will not be playing everyone. The 2 lowest ranked teams get demoted to Group B for the next edition, and then in Group B there are 4 teams, so the group winners get promoted again,
Correct. Right.
and then
That's correct.
the 2 lowest ranked teams get demoted to
Right.
Group
To
C,
League C. League
League
C.
C.
Right.
Okay,
Exactly.
so now this is where it gets complicated. When you go down to League C, because there are 3 teams in a group in League C, but there are 4 teams in a group in League B.
Mm-hmm.
If 2 teams go down from
Mm-hmm.
Group B to C from each zone, wouldn't that now increase the amount of teams in Group C and decrease the amount of teams in Group B?
Correct. So in the future editions of the Nations League, you will have adjustments in relation to the number of teams that are in League B,
Oh,
the number of teams that are in League C. Those are likely to have changes as well. And there are other, you could say, teams that are applying to be part of CONCACAF as well. For example, Greenland have submitted an interest to be part of CONCACAF, so we'll see if that will be submitted. Sampia Miquelon, an island just off the coast of Canada as well, has submitted an application to CONCACAF. So we'll see as well if these teams will be part of CONCACAF in the future as well. They're not going to put them in League 8, but as an introduction, they would be in these things. So places like Saba, St. Eustatius, St. Bart's in the Eastern Caribbean, Sampia Miquelon in the north, Greenland in the near future. Eventually when these teams become CONCACAF teams, they would be in League C, not rubbing shoulders with Mexico, Canada, USA, Jamaica. So there will be expansions in moving
okay.
forward in certain aspects of things, yes.
Okay, but now that you have brought up that, I mean, but I've also heard that there are persons trying to move from CONCACAF to play in South America, which I don't think makes. I think that's a very difficult pathway to qualifying for a World Cup if you play in South America. But we have also heard those rumors. But let's talk about Jamaica's group, which is Group B, right? What are your thoughts on the group? I mean, it's one Central American.
Yeah,
Um,
one, 4 Caribbean.
yep,
Amazing,
including Jamaica.
amazing.
So what are your thoughts? Cuba, Haiti, Jamaica. Let me just get
Grenada,
uh,
Grenada,
Grenada,
Suriname.
Suriname. Suriname always seem to find its way in a group, including Jamaica. And again, just to remind the people, it is not home and away. It is home games and away games, right? You play the same amount of home games as you play away games. You don't play one of the teams, so you'll have 2 home games, 2 away games. All right, and then at the end of the month, we will know. And the top 2 qualifies for the quarterfinal, which would include USA, Mexico, Canada,
Canada.
and Costa Rica. All
Yeah,
right.
right.
All right.
Exactly.
What are the
Right.
prospects of Jamaica coming out of that group, Simon?
I was very pleased seeing that draw. It was basically 90% of how I wanted it to go, to be quite frank with you. Yeah. I was thinking, I'll take El Salvador over Honduras, but it is what it is. And the reason why I said El Salvador is because Jamaica are 10 games unbeaten in the Nations League. The only defeat was against El Salvador, and I still want to get that revenge against El Salvador. So that's the reason why I wanted El Salvador in the group. But when you're bearing in mind the group, you have to be optimistic. You have to be positive, bearing in mind the Jamaica's record against these teams, and you have to start looking at it as a situation of Jamaica are now 6 wins away from qualifying for the Copa America. Simply put, 6 wins away from qualifying for the Copa America. As you made mention as well to the viewers a few minutes ago as well, there's 5 teams in Jamaica's group, so 5 teams plus Jamaica. There's 1 team that Jamaica will not play. And as mentioned, if Jamaica plays Suriname away, Jamaica won't play Suriname at home. So that forces you, win your games, and you will get into the the quarterfinals. The added dimension is that if you finish at the top of your group, you would avoid USA and Mexico. If Jamaica finishes second in their group, then they would face USA or Mexico.
Mexico, yeah.
So that is something for us to bear in mind as well, because it's the quarterfinal winner that qualifies for the Copa America. So that's something to bear in mind there. Yes, there is a second bite of the cherry. If you lose your quarterfinal, then you go to a playoff, and that's a second bite to try to qualify. But we want to continue, on a momentum of things. But in relation to answering your question, I think Jamaica's chances are extremely good in terms of being able to come through this group in terms of finishing within the top two. And when you bear in mind the Gold Cup which lies ahead, I think it can be a nice springboard into the Nations League when you bear in mind the time that we'll have together in the
Right.
States, in Austria together. So you'll have that general core itself together. So by the time September comes around, I would think that everybody would be aware of their responsibilities and who is accountable for what responsibility on the field. So that's why I would say the Nations League is our best preparation ahead of the World Cup qualifiers, which are a year from now.
Awesome. Awesome. All right, just I don't know if there's anything else you want to add to that because I know, like I said, the time is limited. And what I want to ask you about is that our under 20 girls, if you have nothing else to add, they start off the second stage of their qualifiers next week. In fact, on the 24th versus Canada. Now I know that they started their camp yesterday. Hugh Bradford and his staff they got in yesterday for their camp. This is like the time is so concise between preparation time because this is just a few days. One of the things that I also realized, Simon, and you can tell me a little bit about this, is that we had one of the younger teams. I think Trinidad and Jamaica have two of the youngest teams in the first stage because our players are 17, 18 years old. This is an under 20. And so there's here. But there's also exams going on now as well in Jamaica, CSEC exam and CAPE exams. I don't know. I know in college there are some exams going on in college. So the prep just how do you prepare a team leading into a tournament like this where you're going to play Canada, USA, and is it Panama?
Correct, yeah, Panama.
And Panama.
Yeah, quite cutthroat because it's a top two that will get to the semi-finals. The two finalists qualify, and the third place playoff winner qualifies for the World Cup. Quite cutthroat. What we have this year compared to previous, you could say, editions of the tournament is we can hold up our head and say we've done this before. And yes, youth tournaments, players are changed. It's not like a senior team where you could say, okay, this player was around then at that time. But the fact of the matter is we're the first Caribbean team to go and defeat Canada in a CONCACAF Under-20 Championship, which was in 2020. So we have experience of beating Canada. So no longer can we have the saga of Jamaica has never defeated a North American team at an Under-20 Women's Championship. We can say that we have done it, and we did it also quite convincingly as well. And yes, this Canadian team is different from that one 3 years ago, but it has its signs of encouragement. When you look at the defense, not conceding a single goal, that is also signs of encouragement as well. It should be a mentality of going out there, let's give it our best shot, let's go and compete. Why not? And let's see what happens. I personally feel that it should be that sort of attitude as, yes, we respect our opposition, but at the same time, we're here to do what you want to do as well, which is to qualify as well. Of course, 3 tough games. Very much so. Very much so. But I do feel that there is quality in the unit. I'm just a bit disappointed that Mia Mitchell won't be involved.
Yeah.
The 17-year-old who has to go under the knife quite soon. She was an important part of the last under-20 squad. So hopefully, she'll be able to,
And that is the same, just for people to know, it's the same injury that she picked up in Dominica in the last U20 that she's been having the issue is. But there are other players though. I think the Van Zanten sister, one of them, Kiki's sister, I think the younger one, she qualifies. Don't know if she'll be in the squad. Washington, the younger sister of Washington, she could also qualify to play, which would strengthen the team. I think just given what I saw, I think the coach did well, the young ladies did well, but I just feel like we didn't have the depth in quality coming off the bench. We may be able to find a quality starting 11, but when you look at the substitution that came on into the games that we played, they never made a significant impact. And when you think about, like I said, these 3 teams, the depth in squad is going to be important. But at the same time, you have, like you said, you have the CSE games that our senior team is supposed to be a part of. You have the World Cup qualifiers for the ladies who are, you have some young ladies there. You have the U20. How do we balance getting quality in this U20, knowing that some may not be available because we have to send a team to the CAC games. Some may not be available because maybe Lauren want them to be a part of his senior team setup and don't want to risk them being injured. And then, like I said, there's the Pan American Games. How do you get a strong enough squad to qualify this team, or do you just say, listen, let's just give up on one and push for the other?
Yeah, I wouldn't use the word give up, but certainly I'm sure all would agree that our best team, well, strongest team, goes to the World Cup. Prior to the World Cup, of course, is the CSC Games, as you made mention. If the CSC Games can be used as a development tool for fringe players or young players, then I think that would be a perfect avenue as well, because at least you're keeping them sharp, you're keeping them on their toes, because come September, it's also the Olympic qualifiers against Canada as well. And who knows, after the World Cup, who may have the legs after a long, strenuous season of that some players have had in Europe playing 30-odd games or so. So the depth is going to be needed. And especially in CONCACAF, so much things happen in relation to injuries, suspensions, and that is why that depth is going to be so critical. So whether Jamaica comes out of the group or not in the CAC Games, those 3 games, 4 games of experience, incredibly valuable for us. And of course, after the CAC Games, we're thinking about the Olympic qualifiers against Canada in September as well, where a few persons could be holding up their hand and saying, maybe I could make the plane for that as well, and later the calendar year in Chile as well. So it should be towards that building blocks, or the preliminary building blocks towards the 2027 qualifying campaign.
Yeah. Very interesting stuff. Like I said, I know you had limited time, so I don't want to keep you beyond your time, but really appreciate you coming on and shedding some light on this. Any of the other groups you want to speak on in the Nations League in terms of, Trinidad are our neighbors, we're always looking out for them. They're well, I don't know if looking out for them is probably the best term, but Trinidad are there with Dominica Republic, Montserrat, and Barbados. Saint Lucia is in a group with Guadeloupe, Saint Kitts, and Saint Martin. Saint Lucia, as you know, they were one of the teams that they didn't lose any games in Group C last time around, and they have a few players who play in Jamaica that actually play on their national team. Duxley, one plays for Portmore. Always forget his name. Oh my Lord, how could I? You have the one at Cavaliers, the goalkeeper. At Cavaliers, he plays for St. Lucia. Still remember his name. You have the wing back who takes all the long throws at Arnett Gardens. Shana Evans, I think, is his name. Um, how can I forget Portmore players? So they do have some players in Jamaica, so I think it's good. But any of those groups, you look at and say, "Wow, it will be interesting to see what happened in this group," because this Vino Barkley, thank you, Everdeen Scarlett from Cavaliers, Vino Barkley at Cavaliers, right? And there is 2 at Portmore, Javik McFarlane, the center forward, and M name. Oh, jeez. Don't remember his name. He has locks, right? But any of those groups stand out to you? Anything you want you want to talk about from any of those groups?
Well, for me, I'm always compelled to see what the promotion is going to be like, because, as you know, leagues B and C, they won't get an opportunity to qualify for the Copa America. None of those teams will get. So for them, the bread and butter or the thing to fight for would be promotion. So I'm quite keen to see how that battle sort of pans out. I've been quite impressed by the steady progress of Montserrat. 2002, FIFA had them as the lowest ranked team in the world, and right now they have been competing and even defeated a Central American team in Belize a couple of years ago. So their steady rise has been keen. They just a shade, just by goal difference, missed out on the 2019 Gold Cup, and for an island of just a shade above 4,000 people, and to be able to be competing like this, I'm very impressed by what has been happening in Montserrat, because they're also having domestic-based players within their setup as well. So some great things are happening on the island of Montserrat as well. So the work there. So for them, I would love to see them gain promotion. It would be great to see them. They're called the Irish Isles. So we'll see how that sort of pans out. And in relation to any other matter, I think the key point for viewers as well, November 2023, that's the FIFA ranking we have to keep very, very close to our hearts, because that is going to determine our seeding for the World Cup qualifiers, and it could determine will Jamaica face Panama and Costa Rica or avoid them in the group stages. So that is something for us to bear in mind. So the results in the Gold Cup and the Nations League important for us because November 2023, that's the seeding is going to be so critical. So we know, okay, we are not going to face X team, or we're likely to face X team come the qualifiers this time next year.
Awesome. Alvanus Myers, Lester Joseph, that's the name. Hey, but Simon, listen. Thank you so much for coming on. I know you're busy. You do have some other things to do, so I'm going to release it to go. Just remind the people who don't know where to find you and where to watch you.
I'm Simon Preston. You guys can reach out to me at any point that you want. You could private message me on Instagram, Simon Preston, on Twitter as well, Simon Preston, or on YouTube, Reggae Boys Commentary. It's a grateful. Thank you very much for having me on. Really appreciate it. Keep up the great work, and very informative in terms of the guests that you have and the content that is presented. So keep up the great work.
Thank you so much, and looking forward to having more conversation. So sorry that it had to be this concise, but
There'll be other
let's
opportunities.
see if we can make it happen again. Yes, man. Enjoy the rest of the day. Be safe, and thanks again, Simon, for coming on.
Same to you. All right, everyone. Take care.
All right, so there you go. That was Mr. Simon Preston from Reggae Boys Commentary. You'd have heard a lot about the about the what's happening in the Nations League, right? Marlon is one of those persons as well, who Marlon Nelson it is. So we're gonna have him join, and he's going to come on and tell us his thoughts on the Nations League. I'm going to open the line. We have a few other things that we're going to talk about. I'm going to open up the lines so that you can also call in and share your thoughts. All right. So for those of you who are watching, please remember to hit the like button if you haven't done so yet. Please remember to like and to share. Right. Make sure you share the content with someone. Go ahead and do that right now. We're going to keep this video at around 2 hours. Right. We don't want to go beyond that. So call in early. Share your thoughts early, right? Make sure you do that. Remember to be respectful. And for those of you who want, you can also go ahead and hit us up with a super sticker or a super chat. That will be greatly appreciated. All right, so that was Simon Preston talking about the Gold Cup. Hope you got some clarity. Hope you are better able to understand things. Remember, look out for that date in November when we will hear where Jamaica will fall when it comes on to the World Cup. So the Nations League is very important. It's very important that we top this group. Not only top this group, but that we go into the semifinal. We top this group, we avoid USA and Mexico end up playing Costa Rica or Canada. And if we can win that, it means that we are in the next edition of the Gold Cup. That is the Gold Cup that will be linked with the South American nations, right? The Copa America. So that's a big deal. Something to look forward to as Jamaicans. All right. I know there's also where is Peso? Peso, you're supposed to call in and tell us what is going on. What is going on, Peso, in the tier 2 today? I'm going to give you the tier 2 fixtures today so you can know what is going on where the tier 2 football competition is concerned. The tier 2 is a competition designed to promote teams to our Jamaica Premier League, right? So the two top teams from the tier 2 will qualify for the Jamaica Premier League. So I'm going to tell you about the games that are going to play. For those of you who don't believe, man, Joshi, the artist, he plays a Constant Spring. You understand me? In the Major League, he plays a Constant Spring in the Major League. You understand me? Yeah, whoa, that is interesting. So, if you have seen him play, let me know. All right, so let me give you the let me give you the tier 2 fixtures for this for this one. Yeah. So the tier 2 fixtures for today, right? As you know, Champions League going on today. Inter Milan has qualified for the finals. They defeated AC Milan by a goal to nil and took that one 3-0 an aggregate, right? Today, Manchester City will face Real Madrid at home, right? And for some reason, I think Real Madrid is going to upset City. I just have a feeling like Real Madrid is going to pull one out of the hat. Yeah. All right. So Med Forest will be playing against Reno at Constant Spring today. Right. Falmouth plays Limal at Elliston Wakeland Complex in Trelawney. All right. Albion Mountain of St. Mary will play True Juice FC at the St. Mary Sports Complex. Portland FC will play Downs FC at Lynch Park. Hopewell United will play Baptist Alliance, coached by Craig Butler. Baptist Alliance, they will travel all the way down to lowly Hopewell to play Hopewell at the Arcade Sports Complex. Not seeing this properly. Wadada will host Treasure Beach. Racing and Brownstone will play at the Prison Ovals. All right, the point standing, we see Racing of St. Catherine, they lead on 13 points. Med Forest is second on 12 points. True Juice is third. They are on 11 points. Limal Academy, they are next, fourth on 10 points. Same amount of point as Treasure Beach FC on 10. Albion Mountain FC, they are in 6th position on 9. Falmouth are also on 9. Brownstone are on 8 points. Reno FC, 6 points. Portlanders FC, 4 points. Wadada 3. Baptist Alliance, 1. Downs, 1. And Hopewell, they are yet to get off the mark. That is the point standing for the tier 2. Yesterday, Amari Bell, the Jamaican left back at Luton Town, his team got the better of Sheffield, so they have advanced to the finals of the playoff to the Constant Spring. Where the match between Med Forest and Constant Spring? No, Med Forest and Reno are playing at Constant Spring. Constant Spring are in the are in the major league, not in the tier 2. All right. Yesterday, one of my subscribers, oh my lord, if you're listening, I have so many messages. But there's a competition that I want to talk to you about that one of our subscribers are putting on. I hope I can find it here and talk to you about it a little. Is it no, not here, but competition going on. I want to highlight it. You know, Ali Cup is also going on. I'm going to talk to you about that a little bit. Right, we're going to get into some Gold Cup because I think this is a crucial Gold Cup for Jamaica. But I believe that this Nations League is also important, and looking forward to what the team will do. I believe that we will come out of this group. I really believe so. And I think we are going to have a very strong squad for the Gold Cup. Has anyone seen CC? Yeah. All right. So this is what I want to talk to you about right here. It is the International Cup of Nations, which will be held on May 20th. All right. So let me just let me see if I can. Yeah. All right. So let me show you this and give you some thoughts. So all the Jamaicans this side, can check this out. Let me show you what's going on. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about it. Sometimes we do this just because we want people to hear what is happening. When. All right. So let me see. Yeah, I think this is good enough. So let me show you this, and then we will move on with the show. Just needed to do this. Should have done it yesterday, but just able to do so. Again, remember to hit the like button, share, subscribe. We only stay in 2 hours today. So we are almost at an hour, so we have an hour to go. So this is it will be held at the Old Boys High School field, 708 Maple Street, Brooklyn, New York. All right. So it will be they call it the International Cup of Nations, where Jamaica people who play football who are, it's not like national teams, but they're representing their country. Jamaica will be playing against Nigeria. Guyana will be playing against St. Kitts and Nevis, and Grenada will be playing against St. Vincent. It will be this weekend. So if you're in the Brooklyn, New York, check it out. All right, and even if you want to play, I think there's space for you. Um, if you're there and you'd like to play, we can connect you with the event. All right. Yeah, we can connect you with the event organizer, or you can talk to Christopher Wright. You understand me? Yeah, and yeah. Just seeing that Demo, Respect Demo, said that Ivan Toney has been banned for 8 months, which means that he will miss the start of even the Premier League season. If it is 8 months, that means he doesn't play any football until next year, February, somewhere around there, right? Meaning he misses all the summer tournaments and all the games that England will be playing. And I doubt that when he returns from this suspension, that he will find any space in the England squad. I doubt that he will be, yeah, I doubt that he will get any transfer, because no team is going to transfer him or pay for him now for him to sit out. So he would have to wait until in January, because he can't train or anything with any team. He'd have to do it individually. I'm thinking like this should be assigned to many players. You know that yeah, there's a system that our Rastafarian artists and many others used to call Babylon. Babylon system is still at play. And so sometimes we fool ourselves that we have some clout or some power, and if we make certain decisions, then certain people will finally accept us. This is proof to you that it doesn't matter who you are. Babylon system don't care when you're of a certain color, class, or creed. Right? And I know that he may be sitting now with many regrets. So I encourage you as well out there to do the right thing. Do the right thing. Banned for 8 months. Yeah, I see one of my subscribers says, um let me read this one. This is not, you see, let me say it again. All right, so this one of my subscribers says, man is disagree. The rules are clear about gambling and games. This is not a race issue. All right. Well, I would have to disagree. He's not been suspended because of his race. That I agree with. Let me say what I said again. You must know is that there is a system that our Rastafarians have sung about. It's called Babylon system. Babylon system is not about race. So don't believe that because you make certain decision, Babylon system will give you a pass because of your race, or I said color, class, or creed. Those three things. System. That it don't matter. It don't matter. I think he's looking at because it to me, how did so let me tell you what I think. We have a call coming. I'm going to tell you what I think about this because I think oh call let me tell you what I think. And like I also said this, that people must do the right thing. Right? So I am not condoning what the man did. So I don't want to be misrepresented. I didn't say it's right. I didn't say it's not supposed to be suspended. But one thing I can tell you that these things are not accidental in terms of their timing, the fact that he was capped, the fact that he could not play, and then the decision came after. None of these things. You may believe that it is it. I personally believe that how this worked out in terms of timing. He could have been suspended before he made a decision in terms of who he would play for. This could have been done way before that. Way before that. Somebody would have to convince me. I believe, my opinion is that how they have treated him, though he ought to be punished, all of this could have been done before he made a decision about who he would play for. They could have come to this decision. So I believe the timing of it and the execution of it is deliberate and intentional. Though what he did was wrong and he ought to be suspended. I agree with the suspension. What he did was wrong. All right? So that is my opinion. Call me a conspiracy theorist, but that is my opinion. That is my opinion. So, all right, so that's it. This is about the integrity of the game, and we see this a lot in USA. There are morality clauses in contract, and just like Morant, he broke it. I did not say that he's not supposed to be suspended. He had over 250 instances which they may be saving him from. I did not say listen, all right, people. All right, people. People. All right, so let me help you. All I want to know, that's what I want to know, Dima. That's all I'm asking. So I don't know why people feel like, listen, the man chose, listen, I'm happy that he got his dream. His dream was to play for England. I'm happy that he had that. Why did they wait until he's kept tied to England before they made this decision? They and this morning when I read, I'm gonna send you the article. They had no reason at all, no explanation as to why they waited until after this. It could have been done months ago. So I believe it was deliberately delayed until after he was captured. Because I believe if action was taken 3 months ago, if they had banned him 3 months ago for the same time, I don't think he would have played for England. Let me say it again. If 3 months ago, when this surfaced, when they could have banned him, he would not have played for England because he could not have played in the football. Which means 3 months ago, right? So we are in what now? May? In February. So by the end of this year, he could have played Nations League for our next country or decided not to. So I believe, though he deserves a suspension, and maybe 8 months is being lenient, right? I believe, however, that this should have been done long ago and not wait. Yeah. AQ is saying that that maybe it was to favor Brentford as opposed to favor Jamaica versus England. So what he's saying is that maybe they wanted him to stay and play for Brentford. Maybe they wanted him to do something for Brentford. So he should have made better decisions. And maybe they are being lenient on him, Maybe he's supposed to get a lot more time, I don't know, But I just, from what I've read, the matter could have been settled and the suspension handed out 3 months ago from the middle of February. Why did they wait until he was called, he was played? Can't play for any other team. And you suspend him now? So, just asking. Because I don't see Ivan Toney putting on an England jersey ever again. Must be in beach soccer or something. And maybe that's what he wanted. He just wanted one taste of it. And maybe he's okay. It's just money is money. Understand? Maybe that's what he wanted. This is not the first I've seen these things in a people. I've seen situation before where they can suspend athletes in different sports and they wait until the people who govern these things wait until the moment when it will affect the country the most. So, for example, they will cause your star to miss the Gold Cup when they could have suspended the person before they get to the Gold Cup and they play in the Gold Cup. But with certain other countries, the suspension are given during what I call dead periods, when it don't matter to anything. The man pleaded, there you go, he pleaded guilty a long time ago. And they waited. Though they had the sentencing or the suspension hearing, a week after that and he pleaded guilty, they still waited until now to do it. I think it is deliberate. I don't. But like I said, maybe this is his dream. His dream was just to get captured to play for England. And it has happened. Yeah. So maybe he's okay with his, he feels good that he finally did. But I'm saying that, yes, suspend him. I've seen other English players done things and really their suspension. Yeah. Yeah. He can't play. All right, people, he cannot play for Jamaica again. All right? He can't play for any other country. He's an adult. After a certain age, once you play one game, that is it. Even if it is 1 minute. Even if it is, you go on and the whistle blow up. Like when you walk onto the field, the game blow up. I hit that. You don't have to touch the ball. If you're under 21, it's different. But for seniors, it's a little different. So that is my thought. All right? That is my thought. Yeah. All right. All right. I got this from Big Up Chris. He says, Brentford say they note the FA decision and are waiting the publication of the written reason before considering our steps. Tony made Gareth Southgate's squad last autumn, though he was not in the 26-man party which traveled to the World Cup in Qatar. England defender Kieran Trippier was banned for 10 weeks by the FA in December 2020 for giving out information for others to bet on his transfer from Tottenham to Atletico. In 2017, Joey Barton Denner, Burnley player, was banned for 18 months, reduced to 13 on appeal after admitting placing 1,260 football-related bets over a 10-year period. Yeah. So, there you go. Yeah. Oh, so some person are saying maybe the deliberation process was long. But let us see. I mean, it's neither here nor there. It's not like he's a Jamaican. You understand me? Yeah. Big up man like Live 11 Radio, right? Check out Live 11 Radio, and if you want some good gospel, Dean, DJ Dean, normally in on the chat, he runs. If you're a Christian and you want to listen to some, Jamaican mix some gospel tune, yeah man, real selector we are talking about, certain sound boy can't test Dean. We don't talk about man with string up sound, and man we wipe off our dub plate and them thing there and put them back in the yellow casing and them thing there. We don't talk about the man them where, when a nigga break on the turntable, them replace it. We are talking about a real DJ man like DJ Dean. Them man put the box them on truck. Them man select. Real selector we are talking about. Can't test him. You understand me? DJ Dean, real DJ. Check him out on www.live11radio.com. You understand me? Some man say them a selector. Some of them say not selector, and you can't even find them on the internet. You never see them a mix yet. Them now have a look. You understand me? Hey, certain people we can't call them oligarch. We have to call them clip art. You understand me? You understand? You understand me? Big up DJ Dean. Real DJ. A real DJ we deal. We don't deal with no fake DJ. You understand me? Every day. Come check us out here. Come check us out here. Come check us out here. And every time you go and check, them never play the sound yet. Every time you reach the dance, them done play already. If you reach 10 o'clock, them done play already. You reach 12 o'clock, them done, for them segment done. You reach 2 o'clock, for them segment done. No matter what time, no matter what time you reach a dance, for them segment done. DJ Clip Art, I want to you. Hey, yeah, man. The man don't name no oligarch, man. The man name Clip Art, man. Welcome. Yeah. But yeah. But let the people somebody give me your thoughts on the draw for Jamaica for the Gold Cup. What do you make of it? I mean, how do you see us progressing in the Gold Cup? How important? Oh, yeah. We are calling Badger Mr. Point of Order. Yeah. But big up, cause if it's cataract guy talking, he's not doing so well, You understand me? So yeah. Yeah. Uh, one of them jingle. All right, bro. Bro, a long time I don't hear from you, Yeah. You say I have 23 points of order. But you know that the U20 girls, they start their preparation. Yes, started their preparation last night. So they are in camp right now. Trying to get themselves prepared for next week game against Canada in the Dominican Republic, seeking to qualify for the Under 20 World Cup. They're in a tough zone, but the good news is if they can finish one or two in their zone, it looks like they will qualify. So they did beat Canada, the team with Jody Brown and Lacey and Murray, that group of girls. Yeah. Um, did beat yeah, did beat Canada. I still believe that USA is a cut above the rest. So I think if we can beat Canada and Panama, we are good to go. We are good to go. You understand me? I think that is very important. But Colin, let me know. Listen, today Champions League, right? Re, Real Madrid versus City. I think like there are a couple of things I think is going to happen by the end of the season. One, I think like Real Madrid is going to create history. I think Real Madrid going to win Champions League. I feel like they will beat Inter Milan in the finals. And I don't know, I just got up this morning and I just felt like something is going to happen in at the Etihad today. And Real Madrid is going to win it. I could be wrong, but I just have that feeling like City and Pep. And I think this is going to be, yeah, yeah, create more history, Jason. To create more history, they're going to create more history. Let's put it that way. So, what do you think, people? Did you watch Amari Bell yesterday? Amari Bell was good yesterday for Luton Town. Big up Elite Sports TV. All right. We can't trust your feelings, man. All right, so not a problem. Data Boss says, Man City will win EPL and Champions League. That's the history, man. City first Champions League. All right. Carrington Grandson. City winning Champions League. Real, real, real thing. Fun and joke aside. Get well soon, Cataract. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Um, give me a football reason why they will win. All right. You see, I think in the first game, I believe that Real Madrid created way more than City did. And I think Benzema had a poor game, and they could have won the game. So I think City played well and still didn't look better than Real Madrid. I felt like Real Madrid didn't play well and look better than City. Um, so we have Cataract, but we have a caller calling. Calling. Welcome to the show, Liverpool FC.
Brethren, last week you say Man City know you change your heart.
Me?
Last week you say City know you for Real Madrid.
Me?
You know, make up your mind, brethren.
No. Me say City. No, man.
Yes.
If you hear me say City, what I was trying to say is that if City continues in the Champions League, it will be better for Arsenal because that way.
No.
Eh?
Hey, man is right, you're the best, you know.
Maybe that's what I meant. Maybe that's what I meant, Fabi Frano. Maybe what I meant was that I want City to keep on staying in the Champions League. That way they can focus on the Premier League so Arsenal can win the Premier League. Not that Arsenal can win the Premier League more and City lose.
So
Seems like Brighton lick out your teeth, Bridget.
Long
Yeah,
so
they, they,
like you forget.
they lick out all my vital organ, them brother.
so management, I need to say something to you.
Hold on.
I need to say something that you need to say something important. Management, don't tell a lie upon me. Management, don't tell a lie upon myself. Don't tell a lie upon myself. You said it. And so now management is telling a lie on management.
So know what me say? What I meant
No,
was
what
that
you have
I
to say
want
is
the city
don't
to
tell a
win.
lie upon yourself. You have to beat yourself, brother. The same way you jump away, you have to beat yourself.
Yeah. All right. Hey, you see a new clip. You see a new clip. Um, yes, saw a new clip.
So what new clip? So my what?
Your new clip on Instagram.
I don't go on Instagram. I'm said to you already. If this is about, if you invite me on the show to talk about clip, let me know. Me with declare.
But
Eh,
hold on, Reverend. All right, hold on, Keto, Reverend. No, people, it's a serious show. This no clipping. We not talk about no clip. Ryan, go ahead, Ryan. Hold on, Keto. Let Ryan finish up. Cause man,
Mannings,
yeah,
all me
Ryan.
ask if you just give me the lottery number. Just
I did say City. I will win still, but that because I wanted them to keep on winning, so that Arsenal would have a better chance of winning the Premier League. But no, me get kicked out. So guess what? No one City lose. That's my team. Yeah.
hmm. Okay, sir. I accept that because me no want Man City win the Champions. For them come enough of themselves, which come Real Madrid. That's all me I say.
Yeah. All right, sir. So you still believe that Liverpool catching
Alright.
having won your game now? You believe that you can catch United?
No. Me no want build up my hopes, brother. Listen, man. No, but let's see who win the next two games. Let's see what happens.
So what you
But
doing?
I think we just have to suffer. We have to just take up a fifth.
Curtis Jones, you're going to sell him or keep him?
Honestly, I think he need to play more consistent. I think he need to go on loan. I don't know about his starting Liverpool team. I don't. I'm not a big fan, but he's a decent player, but not what we want to challenge for the Premier League. So I don't know. He could be a good squad player. One of the worst thing that he did is just score two, and a club just going to believe that he's ready. But I think I see enough of Curtis. I know Demo will get in him feelings, but it's just the reality. It's not what we want, but he could be a good squad player. I would probably keep him. Could be a good squad player, but we need to get about cheap midfielder. Yeah, but
So
good
who
look
you
of player.
give me?
Elliot for me too. Elliot need to. I don't know, man. Club just keep trying with Elliot and Cavalier. It just not. It's not. They're just not ready yet. To start in Liverpool team, but to be a squad player.
Who are the three players
I will.
who need? You would say these three players must go this season.
They're all going already. Milner in this. No Milner, Navigator, and Axel Chamberlain. Femine is going. I'm going to miss him, but the bench has done great for him, and I think he's a Liverpool legend. I think he's a legend. So yeah, but if if me was a part of Liverpool coaching staff, I would get rid of Henderson too, man. He's not what we need. He do him time. And that's why I'm glad say club I get the local beat there, yeah. Because when Michael Edwards I tell him say, hey, when I renew about Jordan Henderson and Milner contract, club open and feel it. So good to see that he learned from the mistake that they are not what we want right now. They was good, they done great, but they just don't have the legs to play in them system. And it's just the truth. Yeah. So club all over this season by not getting the pieces we need and to ship out some of the people that will hold back the team. Like the Henderson, if it was for me or Fabinho, I think I would keep Fabinho to be rotation. I don't think he's good enough to start in Liverpool. We need a whole total midfield, but I don't think Klopp will get rid of everybody, but and I don't think it would be right to get rid of everyone at the midfield there, because that'd be a totally craziness. So you need to keep back. I would keep back. I'm telling the midfielder to keep back quick before me leave. I would keep back Henderson, rotation player, not good enough to start in the team anymore. Fabinho, I would keep him back in the team. I would send Elliott, Curtis Jones. I would send the two of them on loan and just get in some new midfielder. Yeah.
All right.
Thiago, I would keep Thiago too. I would keep back Thiago. I would keep Thiago. So eventually it still can't mean no money in Skawacha. We keep Thiago, we keep Jordan Henderson, we keep Fabinho. So the rest of the man them, we need to sell them, brother.
Okay.
So we need to get rid of all of them and bring in some new midfield and just leave them three there, and then we can take it from there. Next summer we'll just get rid of Henderson. We'll just take the time on it. Yeah.
All right. Blessings, Brian.
I just said why Rob Smith them behave so man. Rob Smith, I just said the three players them that I'm going to keep. Why you don't understand? I just told you that a while ago. So I will keep Henderson and I will keep Thiago and I will keep Fabinho. And the rest of them, I will get rid of them. Oh my God, bro. Jesse Kunas, Curtis Jones, a baller. No, inconsistent for me. Not what we want right now. Honestly, we could do better in the market. But big up yourself, Mannings. Go and continue show.
Bless up.
All the best to you, Cataract. Cataract never. Cataract still online?
Yeah, man, he's still here. Yeah.
Yes, recover, General. Just go and take it easy. Big up yourself, Mannings. I'm going back on my.
Yeah, man. All right, LSC. Bless up, man. Cataract.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Cataract, your time now. You have been following the show. What say you on what we have been discussing? The Gold Cup, the group, the zone, and all of those things. First thing, you sound like you're still lying down. Are you sure? Because you don't know your rest is more important than the show, So how you feeling?
No. What I'm saying is I can participate, but I have to be lying down. So I, as usual, I ask for the camera to be off because I don't want those who are taking care of me to be embarrassed. So I am far away from them.
Okay.
A bit. All right. So we can talk football. You can say what would you like me to comment on?
What you have been hearing. You have been hearing the discussion about the draw last night and the Gold Cup, the Nations League and stuff. So I don't know if you want to chime in on that, or you want to speak about Amari Bell's performance last night for his Luton Town team, who they have made it to Wembley, where they are one game away. So we could have a reggae boy. We could have a couple of reggae boys being demoted, but we could have one for sure that has played being promoted. I don't know that any place for Burnley or for Sheffield that has done the national colours. Maybe they can, but we know for sure that Amari Bell, if his team get promoted, Luton Town. So tell us a little bit about Luton Town, because they look like a very small place, small space, small club. And what would this mean for them to be promoted?
So, in relation to the Nations League draw, I think you had Simon on earlier. Well, you did have Simon on earlier. I listened intermittently. My take on the draw is that Jamaica should win their group, win all the games at home. If it's a home and away, I would be saying to the JFF, I'd be hugely disappointed if the games are not played at the National Stadium and the fans turn out in their numbers to get behind the team in a competitive games that go towards our FIFA rankings. So I'll be looking to see the fans in the stadium. I'll be looking to see Coach Hal Grimson call up his strongest squad that he thinks can qualify the team. That's what I'd be looking for in the Nations League draw. I know Jamaica's group, but can you go through the other group quickly for me, just so that I'm informed, so I can? Because
The
the one
other group was Panama, Guatemala, El Salvador, Martinique, Curacao, and Nicaragua. That's Group A.
right. So I think we dodged a bullet. Our group, as I saw it, had mostly teams from the Caribbean,
Grenada,
from the
Suriname,
CFU.
Cuba,
Yeah, man.
Honduras, Jamaica, Haiti. But we will not be playing Haiti. And we're not playing home and away. We're not playing home and away any team. What we're playing 2 home games and 2 away games. So if you play a team away, you're not playing them at home. If you play them
Okay.
at home, you're
No,
not
man.
playing
That's
them
what
away.
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I hope that I'm expecting us to win our home games.
Okay.
Right. I expect us to win our home games, and I am expecting the fans to turn out in numbers to get behind the team to be the 13th man. It seems like you're making a call.
No man, go ahead, man. The person was calling,
Okay.
so just returning.
Right.
All right, call
Why
out. Just
would we not be?
hold on, caller. Returning the call. But let Cataract finish up.
Why would we not be playing Haiti? I wanted to ask.
Because Haiti, we are the 2 highest ranked. And so because of the pot that you're in.
So in the group, even though we're in the group, we would not be playing Haiti. No, the
Each team
call
playing
is feeding back. The call is
each
feeding
team
back.
each team playing 4 games. 2 home games, 2 away games. The top seeded teams like Panama and Guatemala won't be playing in the other group either. So that is all, because it's still the same amount of games. It's just the format that they have changed, but you still play the same amount of games, which is 4.
I'll allow you to deal with the caller so we don't get the feedback, because I'm getting a loud feedback.
Okay,
So
all right. Let me take the
caller
call.
can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. Fabi, Frano.
Yeah, man, ready.
Me there here now. Where you going with it?
Boy, me there, me you got talk about you carry Madrid after last week, you talk about City. Now I understand I know you.
Yeah,
You
because
make up your mind, you know you.
me make up my mind now. So Arsenal can't win the Premier League again. So I want City lose.
Because I think give me a minute, I'm on the phone. I think because last week, City started out so well, yeah? And they were on to Madrid. And I think Madrid is that type of team who make you feel that comfortable. And then them just take the game over after a while. That's how they make you feel. That's how they dealt with Liverpool 2 times. And they were in form. You get what I mean? They have that effect on teams to make you feel comfortable and that you're in control. And then them just think, these guys are like cobras, believe you me. Believe me. But I have Madrid to go through. City at home.
How come you're beating me and you're picking the City? I don't understand. But me not understand. You picking the City?
No. Listen to me now, man. I've always followed Madrid besides Liverpool. Why? Because of the Englishman who go down there all the time. I'm an England fan. You get what I mean? So you see the ties, and then the Spanish man who come to Liverpool, you can't see the ties. So I always follow Madrid, always.
But isn't only Hargreaves, Beckham, and Owen that go to Madrid?
Why not matter whether I'm an Englishman? What is the man, they never be in England, man. It doesn't matter. Me always like Madrid. Trust me, I always follow Madrid from ever since. But
Okay.
to this thing where Ryan come up with, because Ryan look like say if we video him Lego everybody at Liverpool and keep a few.
No.
And it's just not possible in the real world of football, brother.
All right. So, but
In the real world, it's not possible.
all right. So, who are you letting go, and who are you keeping? Steve McManaman and Jonathan Woodgate as well. Thanks.
All right, yeah. Steve McMahon for sure. All right, so the guys who are going, I think it's the right move. I don't know. I think it's the right move because if you realize Firmino get injured real often. Those guys they are leaving. We don't get let go now because a long time. First of all, I wouldn't buy him in the first place. He wasn't the type of player that I like. Anyway, they buy him. Injury matched him up because I think he was coming good for Liverpool in the time, especially in the Champions League when he played against Roma. He was coming into his own, but injury matched him up again. Milner did a good job, and I understand why they kept him because of his leadership. And Ryan just believes that just football reasons alone, no better. They keep these guys for leadership purposes too, because you get rid of him, and if it's up to Ryan, you can get rid of Henderson too. Then you leave with only one leader in the team, which is Van Dijk. You get what I mean? So you want more leaders in the team. As much as they might be not playing often, they help the younger players. So you can't just get rid of everybody and then you need the right balance again for those who are coming in. You get what I mean? Because with Henderson, then we have a welcome people to show them the Liverpool way and all of these things.
Yeah.
You need these people in the team. They might not be playing week out at the billion level. You get what I mean? But they bring other teams to the team. You can't get rid of everybody because for one, transfer is another thing. You need the money to get it. They have to fit the system. They have to fit the chemistry with us. Because you make a mistake with the youth name Arthur. In the Liverpool, 1 week. But because you know bad.
Where is he? Where is he? He's still at Liverpool?
No, he's so management.
The team, no.
Hold on, Fabio. Qatar saying something. Go ahead, Qatar.
Management. The Arthur Melo is going to return to Italy at the end of the loan spell.
Okay.
And I believe that they are two players who are at the end of their contract, so they are free agents.
Which is Milner and
James
Firmino.
Milner and Firmino. So I don't know what madness Ryan was coming up with. With sell Curtis Jones and sell off everybody. Him said two things in a one space. No,
he did say keep. He said keep Henderson.
He said he would get rid of Curtis Jones. Then now him sending Curtis Jones on loan. But look, they are players who have come to the end of their contract. They are free agents. So the question to ask is, would you keep any of these free agents? And James Milner is about, 38? Going on to 39 now?
Nah, man, he's not that old, man.
Hold on. Because nowadays, people are clipped. So even when I'm asking a question, I'm on a clip. So let me just check. Age.
James Milner. James Milner is... Let me tell you, don't worry, I can find it for you, man. 37.
37.
So he's going to be 30. He's going to be 30. Yeah, he's 37.
38.
No, he's going to turn 38 in January 2024.
Right. So he will be 38 during the season. No, there are clubs who have already in the Premier League made it known that they would like to sign James Milner. So at 38, he's a Premier League team is extending to sign him. So he will find a home in the Premier League if Liverpool release him.
No, it's confirmed that they will release him,
Yes, So I'm saying that he will find a home immediately in the Premier League.
He's going to
And
Brighton.
For sure. Okay.
I believe that Liverpool will live to regret that decision.
Yeah.
And let me tell you why. Players at that age, big up the youth, who I said that up. Yeah, man. Big up the real father them, of them youth around them. No, man, big up the real father them. I have enough waste, man. Although, management, can I say that on your program now? Because I realize, you have some waste, man, who are just sperm donor. So big up anybody who have them youth, I have to give them maximum respect. You know what I mean? So respect.
How much kids you have now, Ketara?
Pardon me?
How many kids you have now?
How many kids do I have?
Yeah.
I am not a goat. I don't have any kids. I'm not a goat, so I don't have kids.
Sorry.
Right. So,
Continue.
no. So I said, notice I said youth to big up the man, my real father, I have the youth. So, but what I'm saying is that age is not a number in the Premier League, and particularly in the position that James Milner plays, Jordan Henderson plays in CDM, you find that the older they get, the more they learn to use their head to play in that central midfield area. So, Carl, I don't know what is your take on it.
All right. I think you're right because these guys know that the older they get, you have to start playing with a little bit more brain than normal. You get what I mean? And you probably realize even when the passes are being made, they're not really asking when they to run a lot these days, They're mostly to feet. If you realize how they're playing now, they're mostly to feet. So there's less off the ball running that he's doing these days. You get what I mean? And there are times when they switch him out for Fabian and he's playing deeper, which he doesn't have to run a lot now. You get me? But you need people like him in the team same way. You can't just get rid of everybody. You get what I mean? Just imagine if last season they get rid of Curtis Jones. Look at him now. He's actually coming into his own now. Just give them a little more chance. And that's the reason Klopp never go out and get way more players because he wanted to give the younger players more playing time. Getting more first team players is going to limit the opportunity for these guys. Yeah, give me a minute, please. It's going to limit the opportunities for these younger guys. Just give them some more time. Mind you, of course, we need the reinforcement because as you can see, the team get tired and they never get back overnight. They weren't bad overnight because last season, where were they? They were fighting on 4 different fronts. So give them some time. You get what I mean? You want to get new players, man, new players don't always fit because they need chemistry and they will need time. And before you know it, they start customers to get rid of them again. Like, and that's how football works. On a FIFA, where you can just buy them and then them click in time. That don't work. You get what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. Give them some more time, man. You can't just get in 6 new players, man. That you have to deal with 6 different attitudes and all of these things. So just give them some time.
So I agree with you fully about leadership in the dressing room, and sometimes what the players bring in the dressing room in terms of their leadership and the culture of the dressing room. Because one thing about James Milner, he's hardworking. He puts in a lot in training on the training pitch, and that attitude on the training pitch is what managers hope the younger players will absorb. Management.
Yeah.
Yeah, the was so. How do you feel about that? And then I want to come to the question of Curtis Jones, where there is a. Would you like to see Curtis Jones in the black, green, and gold of Jamaica?
Of course, Curtis.
Gentlemen, hold on, man. I will have to run, yeah, because the wife a call. So
Yeah, man.
I will
Yeah, man.
continue to listen.
All right, then, not a problem.
Boss Qatar.
Message for me.
Yeah, man. Respect my general. Thanks for the
Yeah,
respectful
that's easy. I
conversation.
mean, of course, I don't want Curtis Jones to play for, represent Jamaica. I don't know. See,
Okay, so you think he's good enough to represent Jamaica? There
yeah,
is a there.
I think every Jamaican would say that he's good enough to represent Jamaica if if he has a Jamaican passport. I don't think anybody who watches football in their right mind would object to a footballer like Curtis Jones who plays in the Champions League representing Jamaica. I,
So
I,
so,
yeah.
so would is this a player that you think we ought to pursue um to to determine whether they are eligible, and if they are eligible to um prioritize
Any,
what
any player
and
who plays in the English Premier League that who would love to represent Jamaica, we should get them playing for Jamaica right away. Any player, once you're playing in the EPL, any player, no matter what position, once you're a player in the EPL, you can represent Jamaica. You may not be able to make the starting 11, but we should get any player in the Premier League who can represent Jamaica to represent Jamaica. So, yeah, that's very simple. And I don't think anybody in their right mind would say there's a player playing at Liverpool that should not represent Jamaica.
okay. I've heard people come on here before um he shut them up. People were saying that Dwight McNeil no good. Um that's the
Yeah,
Everton side of,
yeah,
of,
but
of the city of Liverpool.
that's fine. That's fine though. What I'm saying, a person believe that Curtis Jones is not good is their opinion. I disagree. I say
Okay,
Dwight McNeil is good. Then other what nothing is wrong with a person having a different opinion. Their opinion may be wrong, but that is their opinion.
okay. Well,
We can say that John Wall, when I interviewed John Wall, he said something so critical. He said, we can't
go
talk
ahead.
about opinion. So let me give you facts. Let us discuss facts.
Okay. So I agree with you that if you
Demo,
can
for
if
example,
you
Demo says McNeil a bug too. Him say Reese Williams can stay. And that is his opinion. He believes that McNeil is a bug player. He believes Reese Williams is a bug player.
okay. So um here's where I believe the challenges will come. So I believe that Jamaica should move post haste to determine whether um, Curtis Jones is eligible to represent Jamaica. I believe that if he is eligible, um, in terms of the box to box rule,
Ketarak,
that
we have a caller, box to box rule. Just hold on, let me just take the call. Peter, welcome to the show. Good afternoon.
Y- Yeah, man. Greetings, Cataract. Greetings, and I wish you a speedy recovery.
yeah, man. Thank you very
Um,
much.
I have a question for you, Cataract. I heard you one time said that if Louis Baker was in the Jamaican team, um, you wouldn't be saying anything more about Anthony Grant. First of all, you said that, right? Correct.
Yes, I did. And I also said that.
Do you still feel the same
Hold
way?
on, hold on, hold on. I also
Yeah.
said that m- my at the time my preferred pairing, I would love to see Anthony Grant and Lewis Baker. Anthony Grant playing the CDM, the destructive role, and Lewis Baker in his customary box to box role. But yes, that go ahead.
You made that statement. All right. So I just look on a quick stats in the last 10 games for Lewis Baker, Anthony Grant, and Jonathan Russell. And Lewis Baker and Jonathan Russell averaged 15 minutes in their last 10 games. Anthony Grant averaged 30. And I know he's playing at a lower league, I understand that. Also, within Lewis Baker had one game that he played 70 minutes. If you take that 70 minutes out, his average would go all the way down to single digit. I don't remember what John Russell's highest, minutes were. But Anthony Grant played out of those 10 games, the last 10 games, he played two 90-minute match. That tells me that he has the legs. So my thinking is, this is where I am, and you a man is man, I'll hang up on the answer. But, brethren, you see, me personally, as it stands today, me personally would have go with Anthony Grant over either one of them. I don't see why I don't see what the hype is around Lewis Baker. And Jonathan Russell played well in the Jamaica game, So I don't have anything against him. But looking at those stats and the fact that Anthony Grant played two 90 minutes game tells me him have the leg. And I would include him in the Gold Cup squad. And I can hang up and you guys can elaborate. All right?
All right then.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me go ahead.
Respect.
Yeah.
Okay. Respect, caller. Thank you for the question. I'm taking Manningsman advice. I'm using my phone, so I don't see the comments. I leave that to the host. So I'm not distracted or derailed. Let me say this. This is what I love. I love for there to be serious competition for places in my national team. Right? As it stands now, Lewis Baker doesn't have his Jamaican passport. I don't know if Mannings would want to comment any further on that, but Lewis doesn't have his Jamaican.
No, I'm not commenting on anything that I don't have any facts on. So
You don't have any, pardon me, you don't have any facts on?
I don't have any facts on whether he has a Jamaican passport or not.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So the players that we know have Jamaican passports, Jonathan Russell, Anthony Grant, the other CDMs we know are injured. In England, I'm talking about Kevin Stewart, Jordan Cousins. Those players are injured as we speak. But in the Nation League and going forward, it would be good competition for places. As I have said, when Anthony Grant was interviewed by Manningsman, prior to him joining Crawley, I kept my principle, which is that if you're not playing full-time, if you're not playing competitive football, I don't believe that you ought to be considered for the national team. I also said at the time that his contribution for Crawley surprised me, because what he did was he was brought into Crawley Town to prevent them from being relegated, and specifically, and he said this, and Mannings, you can correct me if I'm wrong, the manager there was the manager who was his manager at Swindon Town, and he brought him in to do a specific job, two roles. One, to keep the clean sheet, to assist the defense to keep the clean sheet. Secondly, to keep the result that would keep Crawley Town to get the result that would keep them in the league. So to either win or draw. And he did that. Where they were leading, when he came on, he defended that lead. And where they were having a draw, he held the draw and prevent them from getting a loss and losing the valuable 1 point.
All right. All right. So, Cat, just hold on because I have a call on the line. All right. So I hear that point. All right. Welcome to the show, Demo. Good afternoon.
Yeah, man. Good afternoon, management. Big up yourself, big up Cataract and everybody in the comment section. I
Yeah,
just
big
two
up
quick
people.
things, management, because my day, my desk, so me not stay long. The thing is, I tune out a bit and then I come back and I start see a lot of TJ and Curtis Jones and things. So I'm not sure when Ryan was on, I wasn't sure what was said. And when
Oh,
time I see them on the name in a brother, it's like a kid in a candy store because I feel like a proud
yeah.
father for the
Ryan did say, make Demo, I'll get emotional now. Ryan is saying that he would send out Curtis Jones and loan or sell him.
All right. Like you say, we not gonna discuss opinions. Like me fight all Liverpool fraternity churches doing for years now. So me not gonna continue on that story. But my question is, me did just
So,
drop me
Demon,
earlier.
you can talk up a little bit. I don't know why you sound low, brother.
Oh,
Your volume sound low.
yeah, hear me, money, hear me now.
Yeah, man. I'm hearing you. I'm sorry, Ketra, but I'm hearing
You
you.
hear me now?
Yeah, man. I am hearing you.
All right, I'm not sure why you not hear me, but man, say me just want to know what Ryan say, and the thing is, management, honestly. You probably wouldn't know, but the Liverpool community narrated it well. For some strange reason, it gets a lot of fight throughout the years. I'm fighting back with him all the time, but I'm not going to do it because of him obviously has the doubt and so on, yeah? But my question was, is there legitimate ground for him actually coming to play for Jamaica? Like, is it possible?
I have no clue, honestly.
Oh,
And I'm not joking. I don't have, I can't say I'm one of those persons who go and dig up those things and find out. I've heard people mention his name. I have no clue
yeah.
that he has Jamaican heritage.
So,
All right, so I guess me hang up and make Kester up start because
Yeah.
we just want to
so
because like me hear the man name and I'm like
Yeah.
a kid in a candy store.
Yeah, man. So hang up Demo because you may have to call back because some of them are saying that they're not hearing you. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead, Keter, because I'm going to do an exercise. Yeah.
So I know you had said before that your time was limited. So I would say that I believe that Curtis Jones and his performance merits the persons who are scouting or who are managing the Jamaican football national senior men's team in the future, not for the Gold Cup, because to
Yeah, but we're not.
reach out
Yeah, but
and
Cataract. But
sorry, go
listen,
ahead,
we're having a
sir.
conversation that Demo just asked if
Oh,
I
sorry,
know.
I couldn't hear him.
So
I
what
said I
he
couldn't
asked
hear him.
is, Manningsman, do you know that he can play? I said that I don't know, and I'm not the person. Whether people should go on, you and I said already that if the player want to play for Jamaica and can play, he should play for Jamaica. So the question Demo asked is, he said, Manningsman, do you have proof that he can play? I don't have any. Do you have proof? All you have to say is yes or no. All right, just I don't know if you have the proof that he has Jamaican heritage. If you have the proof, you just say yes, he has. Because he wasn't trying to like debate or argue, because he rates him highly. All right, but let me just take this call and then I'm going to do an exercise. Norton, welcome to the show. Good afternoon.
Yes. Hey, good afternoon. I'm Alizman. Catch on feel better. For all the people listening, respect to everybody. I just on a different note. I'm not calling to beat the JFF or the affiliates today. me actually think about it. I'm actually sorry for them. So you don't even have to cataract. I would like you to make a comment when I'm done, but me don't want to put management on the spot. Mr. Chung, whenever he comes on, he always allude to the fact that people don't like change. So me know he might feel it on the back end. So I'm just wondering, for all the teams at Jamaica is parading right now, Cataract, do you think that it's only the senior reggae boys that you would say is exempt from quota? I think for me personally, I think the coach has a free hand, and for the other teams, because him can go out and him can really select 30 English based or foreign based players without any kickback. But the other teams just give me a feeling like the boy there's a compromise. So we go back to the fact that in order to be like to run for president, you have to be affiliated with a club. So do you think, Cataract, that there's a compromise like, hey, you're not gonna use the senior team to push your players, but you'll give a little window down the back round this up in order to compromise with the supporting cast of the JFF who are affiliated to club, because up to now the only transparency that we see is with the senior team. And when it comes to the other teams, it makes you scratch your head like, seriously, this still a one. So Cataract, I'm gonna hang up now. I'm gonna ask you if you think there's a compromise for players with the other teams, because the senior team is untouchable. So I'm gonna hang up now and listen to your comment. Thank you.
All right, Cataract, can you hear the question?
Yes, I heard the question. Um, what I would say, caller, is that I believe that Mr. Speed, who sets the policy, um, and Mr. Chung, who is the on the operation side, I don't know, but certainly Mr. Speed. But the JFF needs to clarify or needs to state clearly whether there is a policy for a quota of overseas born Jamaican nationals, whether that policy exists or whether it has been abandoned at the age group level, or at what level does this quota system policy exist? That's as best as I can say on this platform. I would say, however, that I would love that at the earliest opportunity, the Jamaica Football Federation's person, particularly Mr. Speed, who has indicated that he is the person responsible for policy, that where does this policy exist, so that we the fans can be in the know and indicate what
All right.
our view is.
So I'm going to do an exercise, Cataract, if you have time, because like
Yeah,
I said,
man, I have time. I have all the time.
I
Come
have
in
on
bed
this,
with
I have on the screen, players that I've heard from you and other people, all could represent Jamaica. All right. Again, some of them have already. Some. This is what people have said they can, and we should pursue them. So we're just going to go through an exercise. All right, and then you can tell me if there is somebody you think could replace them, who you think who is better, in your opinion. Because this is just hypothetical. So I'm going to call out the
and
names.
I want, before you do that, if you could, on the issue of Curtis Jones, I have heard conflicting
Yeah,
reports.
I can say
Right,
that I've heard conflicting stuff on other people, but these are names
right.
that have been mentioned. All right,
Go
so
ahead. Go ahead.
all right, I believe like wherever we go, the best goalkeeper out there for Jamaica is Andre Blake. So I have his name. All right, do you
Said,
agree, or is there
yes.
someone?
Connor Boyce Clark,
No man.
I think,
So you want to
would
replace?
challenge him.
No man, no man. I'm not asking about challenge. I'm
Okay.
simple. Is either yes or replace him with this other player, not challenge. Replace, because we're gonna get to substitute. All right.
Mannings, I'll have to. I think my doctor is calling, so I have to take this call. But go ahead, and I'll be back in less than 2 minutes.
All right. Yeah. Take the call. Yeah man. Take the call. All right. So what I am doing, people? This is just an exercise to show that either way there will, no matter how we do it, no matter how we break it down, the reality is that not every player will play. So on the screen, I have the names of players. These are all players who play in the Premier League, who haven't gone into the championship yet, with the exception of Andre Blake. All of these players play in the Premier League, and people have said that we should pursue them, all right, at different stages, all right. Um, so we're going to put down all the names that we have heard, just from the Premier League alone, all right, just from the Premier League, and then I'm going to ask some questions,
I'm back.
all
I'm
right.
back.
So here we go. So in goal, Andre Blake. Is there someone you'd replace him with? Yes or no?
Mannings, I want to say this. I don't think that's a fair question. I think what I think what I would put to you, and you can tell me if you would go this way, is that is there a player who would give him competition if that
Every
player.
every player,
Right.
every player, every player can give competition to every player.
But there are
Just
three. But there are three places for. There are three places for goalkeepers.
so if we're gonna go this way, we might as well stop the exercise, because
Okay,
I'm not
so
trying. I'm trying to name a starting 11. I'm not trying to find out who could challenge them. If you believe that he is good enough to replace Blake, just say yes or no. That's all. You're saying that I should not do it that way. I should
no,
name
no, no,
three
no, no.
places for
I'm just trying
goalkeepers,
to
and you can
understand
replace.
what we're
I'm
saying.
picking.
Are we
So let me go through it again.
good?
I am I am looking at a starting 11. If you believe that in the 11 that is on the screen, there is someone else that can replace them, let's do that. We can
Okay,
go to who can challenge them afterwards. In
okay,
this 11 on the screen, if I go through, tell me who would replace them. All right?
okay.
That's it. And then we can get into who can challenge you. So, in goal, Andre Blake. Is there someone who would replace him right now? And this is if all things were how we want it. Would there be someone else you'd have in your goal other than Andre Blake? Who is the person?
Fotheringham
Okay.
from
So,
Sheffield United.
all right. So, Andre Blake would not be a starting goalkeeper. You'd
Pardon me?
further So Fotheringham would Andre Blake would not be a goalkeeper if all things were how we want them to be. Fotheringham of Sheffield. All right, how you spell his surname?
Oh God, you'd have to Google that. Sorry,
All right, so we're gonna get
Wesley Fotheringham, who would
West.
now come into the Premier League because Sheffield United has been promoted.
Yeah, man. I don't need to. Yeah, man. All right. So, and these are names that even you have mentioned. Dan Burns would play left back. Do you have somebody else who would replace him, or you'd work with that?
Uh, Dan Burn,
Yes, of Newcastle.
right?
Okay.
Again, he would. Dan Burn is a player who would have to be verified.
No, I'm not.
That
So, all right.
right?
So here's the issue I have. This is the issue I have. No.
Yes.
All right. We would bring up these names saying that they should be pursued. But then when we come to say, okay, would if let put them in the starting 11, we're saying, okay, he would have to be verified. And like the
No, no,
discussion,
no, no. I don't know. I don't know Mannings.
if
I
all things are how we wanted them to be, would John Byrne be the left back?
no.
Who would be
Tyreek
the left
Mitchell.
back? So Tyreek Mitchell.
Tyreek
All
Mitchell.
right. All right.
And I believe that
Uh,
Tyreek
all right.
Mitchell.
No man,
Hold
is
on.
that? But I don't want. All right, go ahead.
You have to, unless this is a setup and an ambush for a clickbait, then you have to allow me to express my reasoning. Tyreek Mitchell, I believe, is the best available left back to represent Jamaica who is eligible.
All right.
And I
Is John?
know that Tyreek Mitchell is
Here's what I'm
eligible.
asking: Is Don Burns better than Tyreek Mitchell at left back? Yes or no?
All things being equal, Tyreek Mitchell would be my
Okay.
left back.
All right. So I've changed it to
And
that.
I
All right.
and I would the reason why I'd say that is
No, it's all right.
that
You don't have to, we don't have the time. And next time I just want to go through this because you and I are going to make a point at the end of this. I don't want to go through discussing all of that. Just give me a replacement player. So I've changed Tyreek Mitchell. I'm going to change Andre Blake in goal. Would Ethan Pinnock be a left-sided centre back?
yes, he would.
What about Levi Colwell? Would he be one of your centre back, or is there somebody else you would play instead of Levi Colwell?
Levi Colwell is a left-sided centre back,
So he would not play that. All right, who would play?
I believe.
Who would be a right-sided centre back?
Pardon me?
Who would be the right-sided?
Who would be my right-sided centre back
Who would you?
to start?
Who would replace Levi Colwell because you say he's left-sided? So
Levi Colwell is a left-sided centre back,
yes,
and I'm
yes,
saying
I
to you
agree
that
with you. I
each
agree with you. I agree with you. Who would replace him?
would replace him.
Yes, in this 11 that we have on the screen, Ethan
Ethan
Pinnock is
Pinnock is the left-sided centre back
right.
of
So
choice.
right.
And
Who is the right-sided one? I had Levi Colwell. You said you would replace him. Who would replace
no,
him?
Levi Colwell is a left-sided centre back.
Yes, but that's what I'm saying. Jesus Christ. Cataract. I agree with you. He's a left-sided centre back, Cataract. I agree with you. So now I have him as a right-sided centre back. All I'm asking you is who you'd replace him with. Who would be a right-sided centre back? That's all I'm asking you.
My right-sided centre back to pair with Ethan Pinnock would be Damian Lowe at this point.
If all no Okay, all right. So if all the players in England that we mentioned were available, you'd still start Damian Lowe. All right, then, not a problem. Because that is what we're doing, We are going through all the players who play in the Premier League. So even if all the players in the Premier League were available, Damian Lowe would still be a right-sided centre-back of choice. Because that is what the exercise is, The only person who is on it that is not in the Premier League is Andre Blake. You have just given me a
So
goal.
I can't see I'm on my phone, so I can't see the right. Oh Jesus!
But
This is the
that's why I'm giving you the names, Cataract.
Okay, so the available names that I do as right-sided centre backs from the Premier League would be Mason Holgate,
So Cataract,
Ben Godfrey.
here's what I'm asking you, Cataract.
Yes.
I do not want to go through that. I do not have the time. All I'm asking you, is it Damian Lowe or is there a right-sided centre back that you would put beside Ethan Pinnock outside of Damian Lowe that you believe is better than Damian Lowe? If all things and if all the players could play that you know of.
At this point, I think that Damian Lowe would be my right-sided
All
centre
right.
back.
All right. So if all players, again, because I don't want you to say I'm trying to trick you or anything. If all the players, I don't want to say that it's no. I just want to make it clear. If all the players who play in the Premier League in England that have come up for mention,
Yes.
all of them, the Reese Williams, the Ben Godfrey, if all of them were available, Levi Colwill, you would still start Damian Lowe as a
Levi
right.
Colwell, but you see, this is why I'm saying, man, it's because you put in Levi Colwell, and I'm saying respectfully, I if I say to you that, and we agreed that Levi Colwell is a left-sided centre back, why would you mention his name here on the right side?
Okay, so let's leave him out. Let's leave out Levi Colwill. If Lloyd Kelly, if all the other players, because what we're
Lloyd
going to
Kelly is a left-sided centre
Yes,
back.
it's the issue we're gonna have. That is why I'm saying to you, if all the players who can play, their position is right side the centre back, they play in the England or the English Premier League. If they were all available, you would still start Damian Lowe. Just yes or no?
Yes, because
All right, here, all right.
and
On the right side, our wing back, would we start if all the players who play in the EPL were available? Would Kyle Walker Peters be a right back, or is there someone else?
so we've had this discussion. Kyle Walker Peters would be a right back, but my preference is Max Aaron's. But
Okay.
I can live with.
So
I think.
hold on,
Hold on, let me finish now. The difference between Kyle Walker Peters and Max Aaron's is minuscule.
Cataract, I am not. Lord have mercy. Cataract, let me ask the question again. If all the players in the English Premier League were available, would Kyle Walker Peters be a right back? Or is there someone else in the English
No.
Premier League?
So Kyle Walker Peters will be.
Thank you, sir. That's what I'm asking. All right. We play a 4-4-2. That is what we hear from the coach. If the four persons in midfield, if all the players were available in the English Premier League, would you use Dwight McNeil on the left side of the midfield? Or is there someone else?
I'd have to give that one thought.
All right. Would Curtis Jones be one of the persons in the center of your midfield?
Versus who?
If all the players if all the players who we have spoken of, who people have spoken of, who could represent Jamaica in the English Premier League were available, who play in midfield, would Curtis Jones be the one you start?
In CDM? You see, Bannings, the question you asked, could I put it this way? Could you allow me to, if you're saying of the Premier League who are available?
Yes.
Could you allow me to name my starting 11?
All right, go ahead and name a starting 11. There.
Okay.
Jeez.
Isaac Hayden.
So
would be the CDM.
All right, so Isaac Hayden. Let me just type in that. Easy. That's easy. There you go, Cataract. Brilliant. Isaac Hayden. Look at that, man. This is what we should be doing. Hayden.
DEN. Yes, sir.
Did I spell it? Isn't Isaac?
HAYDEN. Isaac Hayden.
I'm very sure Isaac is ISSAC. Does he spell his name some other way?
No.
Isaac Hayden. I'm not seeing it. Let's see, Isaac.
You can check it another way. Just press Hayden.
I see Isaac Honey.
No honey, not Jamaica thing.
I'm going to use that until I find the name. All right. So
no, just type Hayden. All right.
You're
saying it's not coming up?
Cataract, let us not just work, just continue with the name. I am spelling it wrong. I'm going to fix it, man. I'm going to fix it. Right, don't worry. Just continue.
Right.
So I'll get it correct. Yeah. See, it is correct. So Isaac Hayden, right? Would Reese Nelson be the person who play on the right side of your midfield?
So you're saying we have no wingers?
No, you. All right. Oh, sorry. You give me a 11 because it
Right.
takes 4-4-2 because that is the traditional way that the coach plays, right? So you said that you're going to pick it. Who would be the four persons who play in midfield? You said Isaac Hayden. Would Curtis Jones be there? Would Dwight McNeil be there? Would Reese Nelson? Do you have other names? Would
Hold
Liam?
on, hold on. Hold on, sir. In the center of midfield, would you accept Lewis Baker? Even though
Cataract.
I'm asking you a question.
Huh?
Lewis Baker would be my preferred midfielder to partner with Isaac Hayden.
So over the Jacob Ramsey, all of those guys in the Premier League, Lewis Baker would be the one beside Isaac Hayden.
Yes, and I will tell you why.
All right. No,
And
no, no, no.
hold on now, hold on now.
We don't have the time.
Jesus
The
Christ.
2 hours gone, Cataract. I'm trying to go through the thing quickly, and I'm trying to
No,
make
but
it.
you can't spring this on me. No. I think you're springing this on me, Marines, because when we discussed me coming on the program,
All
it
right,
was
so
the
all right,
CAC.
so
But
all right.
I will.
No. All right, so
Right,
yes, in fairness to you, you give
right.
me a starting 11. Hold on a man.
But
I am going to.
Isaac Hayden and Lewis Baker
Let me finish. Let me
would be the
finish.
preferred pairing.
Let me finish, Keter. Let me finish. I am going to, as I don't want to be objecting to anything, all right? So you just name out the rest of the players. You're using 4-4-2. Go back from the goalkeeper, all right? And then we're going to go through. This is, remember, I don't want you to, what I don't want to happen is that at the end of it, it says, well, I don't know that this person had, I don't know that this person had, I don't know. We are assuming that every single person that we have discussed who has not been kept by England or any other country in the Premier League could play for Jamaica. Who would be the starting 11? And you are saying that you would go to the championship and start Isaac Hayden.
Yes.
All right, not a problem. So Isaac Hayden.
And Isaac Hayden is not in the championship. Isaac Hayden is a Newcastle player.
No, man. Isaac Hayden and Lewis Baker would be your midfield pair, your ideal midfield pair. All right, go ahead.
Isaac Hayden of
And Lewis Baker.
Newcastle United.
And yes, Cataract. Isaac Hayden and Lewis Baker would be a midfield pair. All right, go ahead.
Right. Lewis Baker, because of his dead ball speciality, he's a free kick special, and I believe that is what would give him the edge to come into the Jamaican midfield over starting 11 over a Jacob Ramsey, for example. You then move, you said 4-4-2 on the right side. I believe Leon Bailey. Demarai Gray.
So Leon Bailey, Demarai Gray.
Demarai Gray over Leon Bailey.
Okay. Yeah. On the left side.
You know. Oh. Can you go ahead and give me?
Let me give you what is there so far. In goal, you have Wesley Fazzasil, I think the name is. You have Kyle Walker Peters, Damian Lowe, Ethan Pinnock, and Tyreek Mitchell. You have Lewis Baker, Isaac Hayden, Demarai Gray. Are you still there, Ketarock?
I'm here, but I'm muted. I'm saying that allow me 60 seconds to start up my laptop, which starts up very quickly, so that I can look at the database that I have of players who are eligible, so that because nowadays, eh, 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 um, nowadays it is no longer a thing of fun as we used to have. Man, click and thing. But up front, I can go up front, which is thirty, 38. It's 60 seconds. I don't want it to have breathing space, but let me Excel. Let me look in my Excel. Come on, Excel. And then let me open my English Premier League players eligible to represent Jamaica at the senior level. Okay, here we go. You're saying we're not playing with so left back Tyreek Mitchell. You have him there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, this is sorted by, let me sort by, this is sorted by club. So just give me a moment. Let me sort by data. And let me sort by column. Let me sort by main position. Okay. All right. Wonderful. Okay. Now, Leon Bailey plays left or right wing. Dwight McNeil is the only other left winger. And such. Dwight McNeil would be on the left wing.
All right, so you have Dwight McNeil, you have Lewis Baker, you have Isaac Hayden, you have Demarai Gray.
And I'm saying that Demarai Gray, just allow me to percolate that because it would be a fight on the right between Demarai Gray and you're saying right wing, all things being equal. All things being equal. The right wing. But I have a question about that. Right wing, all things being equal, is Mason Greenwood.
All right, so not Demarai Gray, Mason Greenwood. Let me put in that
Mason
name.
Greenwood. All things being equal.
All right, so not, yeah. All right, up front.
Up front. Mikel Antonio.
Yeah, and who?
Shamar Nicholson.
So if all the players in the English Premier League are who can play for Jamaica would be able to play, you are still starting Shamar Nicholson and Damian Lowe in your starting 11.
Yes, sir.
All right. And Andre Blake would not be a goalkeeper.
No. As a matter of fact,
All right.
No,
All
no,
right.
and I'm even gonna go. I'm even gonna go one step and say to you,
Isaac,
I
no, man.
would use. Hold on now, because I am using an exception. I would start Connor Boyce Clark in my goal.
So, if all things being equal, your
Yes,
goalkeeper for Jamaica would not be Andre
Connor
Blake.
Boyce Clark.
If all the keepers are available, Blake and the keeper from Sheffield, you'd use Conor Boyce Clark as a starting goalkeeper. All right.
Yes.
All right. All right. All right. So let's Anaya Boyce Clark. All right. So there you go. So you have Kanaya Boyce Clark, you have Tyreek Mitchell, you have Ethan Pinnock, you have Damian Lowe, you have Kyle Walker Peters, Mason Greenwood, Isaac Hayden, Lewis Baker, Dwight McNeil, Mikel Antonio, Shamar Nicholson.
Yes,
All right.
sir.
All right. So Leon Bailey is not there. All right.
No,
So
Leon Bailey would not be in my starting level. Leon Bailey would
yeah,
be in
yeah,
my squad.
yeah. All right. So
Leon, let me say this, please. Please,
Cataract,
with due respect, allow me to say this. Okay, all right. Respect to that click thing.
I
All right.
allowed you to talk without what? Go ahead and talk,
No,
Cataract.
because I want to say it.
One word.
Leon Bailey would not be in my
You said
starting
to me.
11.
You said to me.
Leon Bailey would
Yeah.
be in my
But I'm not
23
talking.
man squad.
I'm not talking about that. I'm not
Okay.
talking about that. We are just doing something that is hypothetical because I want to make a point, and you're trying to tell me about you don't want to be clipped. And when you said to me, let's cut out the clip thing, and I said, I'm not in no clip thing.
Okay, good. Go ahead. Tell me the hypothetical that you want to prove.
So the one thing I was trying to do is to help all of us. It's a very simple exercise. Is that here is cataract. This is 11, and nothing is wrong with that, Nothing is wrong with that start. That is the 11 he would use. There are 23 players who generally make up squads for a tournament, right?
Yes.
Just let me finish, right? So that's 11. Watch this. And I'm just talking about players in the Premier League alone. He has included two players who are not in the Premier League. All right. We still don't see a player like Lloyd Kelly, Mason Holgate, Leon Bailey, Rico Henry, Reese Williams. He has Connor Boyce Clark, so that and the Wesley, whatever his name is from Sheffield, right? Morgan Gibbs White, Ben Johnson is not there. Nathan Ferguson is not there. Dan Burns is not there. Levi Caldwell is not there. Ben Godfrey is not there. Curtis Jones is not there. Demarai Gray is not there. Leon Bailey is not there. The Everton forward Sims is not there. This is just in the Premier League alone. All right. We have not gone to the championship yet, where there's an next 50 players. What is the point I am making? What is the point I am making? That at the end of the day, not all players can be pursued. At the end of the day, even with the best effort, good players are going to be left out. What we must do is ensure that every team that is selected, the best available players are selected. Because no matter what team you select, right? The thing your coach just come out, the Brighton coach just came out and said that if he gets Levi Caldwell for 2 more years, he will be the best centre back in the entire world. Chelsea says he's going to be an integral part of our future. But
Yes.
watch this. In one person's opinion, if he chose to play for Jamaica, he could not make Jamaica starting 11 over Ethan Pinnock.
No. And go ahead, because I've spoken a lot. Go ahead.
Right. So the point is, not because a player isn't in the team doesn't mean a player is not good. Right? We also must realize that there's no youth player in the team except for probably Kanaya. So we have a next generation of kids that we say we need to bring in, but they are not there.
No, but
Right?
you're not you're not being fair, sir. You're not being fair, sir.
I'm going to let you talk, right? So let's get to it again. Let's get to it again. What is the main point? The main point is no matter what you do, players will get left. No matter what you do, not everyone will be pursued. No matter what you do, some players will not up to play for Jamaica. No matter what you do. However, those in charge of our football must make effort to cap players and get them to play. And we must always use the best quality. I'm going to show you. I'm going to let you finish. I'm going to show you that tomorrow I'm going to ask 3 other persons to do the same thing. And I guarantee you that all persons will have different 11.
Sorry, Mannings.
If we can't get it right, then we must also understand that others don't get it right.
Mannings.
Go ahead.
I don't appreciate that. Because
you cannot appreciate
hold on.
Listen, man.
No, hold on.
I don't care if you don't appreciate my opinion. It's my opinion. So go ahead and make yours.
It's not opinion, I'm saying that you asked me to select out of the Premier League. Are the 3 persons going to be called? Hold on. You're going to call them with 10 minutes to go to the program, to the end of the program.
No. So here's what. People, I put up a team and I ask Cataract to change it. Tomorrow, if he changes it, it's not a problem. You can go back, Cataract, and change it up. This is not. I'll say this. So I want to give him the same opportunity. So I'll give you between 24 hours to 48 hours to do differently. It's okay. It's not a problem. It's not a big deal.
No, and I really didn't want to challenge. What I wanted to say to you was the following. You said no youth players were in the team. Mason Greenwood is just turned 20. Tyreek Mitchell, let me look and make sure. Tyreek Mitchell is on the 23. Tyreek Mitchell, left back. Tyreek Mitchell is 23, just turned 23. What are you calling youth? So I have youth players in the team, right? I have youth players in the team. But what I think, you said something that is the one that got me. All players can be pursued, but all players would not commit. So I disagree with you that all players cannot be pursued. There are, by my database, and I am not correct, sir, right? At my database, right? They are 38 players who are contracted to a Premier League club who are eligible to represent Jamaica. There is a plus or minus 5% accuracy, right? In terms of age, between 15 and 19, there are 2 players, and both of them are out on loan. Between 20 to 24, there are 21 players. 21 players between 20 to 24, which I would consider young, not youth, but young. 20 to 25, 25 to 29, 11. And over 30, between 30 and 35, 4. Eligible to represent Jamaica at the CAC games?
What? Cataract?
15.
Cataract.
Yes, sir.
How we get into... See, you need how you going to CSC? How we gone here, bro?
No, I said eligible.
How we gone to CSC game and who can?
Because CSC. No, I'm saying
the discussion I'm having. I am respectfully, sir. I am not having that discussion. You're gone about age group and how we get there. You said that you disagree with me and you're gone to CSE game. Tell me where you disagree with me with, man.
No,
Because we
I
have a conversation.
disagreed with you when you said all players cannot be pursued. And I disagreed with you when you
Cataract.
said that
Cataract.
Cataract doesn't have any youth players in his side.
Cataract. 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 Let me say the two things that I said. And I'm going to take a picture of them and send them to you. So you'll repeat what I said.
You're going to take a picture so that I can repeat?
So you can repeat it because I wrote it down. And I
Okay.
read from it. So I'm going to send it to you. Because
Okay.
what you just said is not what I said. So let me
Okay.
give it to you again so you can hear it. All players should be, but not all players will be.
Will be what?
Pursued. Not all players will be pursued.
So you're saying that a country
All
having,
can be cataract. Listen to the difference. The all players should be, not all will be. Tell me what part of that you disagree with.
I disagree with. All right, go ahead. Because
No, tell me what part of this
I'm going to
statement
go
you
back to the clip.
disagree with.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to where
Go
I
back.
heard you say that.
Let me tell you again.
Mhm.
Then what I also said is that Kanaya Boys Clark is the only youth player in the team. In the team. I didn't say in Cataract team. Because you did not start this. I did. You just gave changes to the team I had. I never said Cataract team. So
No,
you
I'm not
tell me,
seeing your team, I'm not seeing your team.
you answer that. And I said to you, I'm going to call out the names. I said to you, I will call out the names and you can tell me. You have replaced the names. I have some of these names in mind. You replaced them. So I didn't say Cataract team has none. You said like hope the other people
Okay.
and I said listen, you have 24 to 48 hours to call on to changes because that is not the big deal. There is a point I was making. I said that. So when you say you disagree with me, you need to state unequivocally what
Okay.
you disagree with in
Okay.
principle. So
So
let me
let me.
say this. Tyreek Mitchell is not a youth player.
What do you call youth,
Okay.
sir?
So
And
you want us to
remember
go
this. No, hold on, no, hold on, no, hold on, no. Tyreek Mitchell is a youth player because
Cataract is not
youth,
a youth.
youth, sir, youth is defined.
No, Cataract, don't do that. Cataract. Please, my brother, do not use, I'm helping you. Stop while you're ahead. Do not use the definition for youth in the dictionary to define a youth player. Do not do that, Cataract.
No, no,
I'm
I'm
helping you.
not doing that.
I'm
I
helping you.
am using the definition that is accepted.
In what? Accepted in what? In
Pardon me?
football? In football for youth players? Because we're discussing football. So be careful what you say now.
I must be careful.
Yes, sir.
Youth internationally is defined by persons under the age of 24.
Defined by or defined as?
Defined as.
Okay, defined as. You said
Right.
defined by.
Oh, sorry. I was starting before and you cut me because I was going to say to you, defined by UNESCO, the United Nations,
Okay.
UNICEF,
UNESCO and United.
and UNICEF,
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, give me
right?
the.
And that is why competitions that go under 23 have that definition of under 23.
Tell me
Because
what
up to
give me what is the definition of under of youth in
zero,
football?
zero, not in football, 0 to 24, sir, is,
So
is, is the international standard for definition of youth, of a youth.
no, the definition of a youth is different from what the definition of who is considered a youth football player. That is what I'm
No,
saying to you.
yeah, all right. All right.
That there's a difference. That is what I'm saying to you. You need to stop because what you're doing, you're
Mm-hmm.
conflating the issue. You're
Conflating.
using the definition. Cataract, you're using the definition for youth.
Yes,
And
sir.
supporting that, the definition for youth means that it makes Tyreek Mitchell a youth player, and he's not. He's not.
What is
He's
what
not
is
a
what
youth player.
what is the definition of youth player for you, sir?
That, that cataract,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
that cataract. I suggest, as a person who is highly involved in football, that you should go and get the definition.
No,
I
no, no.
management.
I am suggesting that Manningsman is doing what the soca song says, ducking.
I
I
am
am
trying.
asking
I am trying to
Manningsman,
help you.
the
So,
host on
are you
I Am
admit?
Show
Are
Sports,
you
to
admitting that you don't
tell
know
the
the
public,
definition? No. So
to
no, no.
tell the public
No, the public is already aware. The
of what
public.
the definition of a youth footballer is. Because I gave you the definition of what a youth is. And you said there were no youth. You didn't say there were no youth footballers in the Cataracts team. You said there were no youth. And we can clip that
Keter,
because this clash here hotter than if
hold on,
School Love
please.
did clash
Listen. This one.
Kilimanjaro.
We're discussing football. I said that
Yes,
there's no
sir.
youth. I said that with the exception of Kanaya Boys Clark,
There's no
there's no
youth in Cataract team.
there's no youth player in
No, no,
Cataract.
no, no. No, no, you never say player. You said there's no youth. And you never say footballer. The word you use is not footballer.
There, there's no youth, and so
Mhm.
Cataract takes the definition of youth, which is incorrect, people,
And
because
I said Mason Greenwood,
so,
who
so
I
let me
had in my
finish.
team.
Hey,
Mhm.
let me finish, people.
Yeah,
Youth
man,
is
go on.
the definition of youth goes up to the age of 35.
Nation of youth goes up to the age of 35.
Yeah. If you're gonna go by that, so your definition that you gave is incorrect. So let's start with that. So let me give you the definition of a youth footballer. You ready?
No, man, I've muted because I'm going to listen to you first, and then I'm
Yeah.
going to destroy you on
Youth
your own
football.
program.
This time, youth football is the age group between 6 years old and 19 years old. That in football, that is definition of
Repeat that
youth
again.
football.
Just
Between the
repeat
age
that
of
again.
6 to 19.
Okay. And you said youth is up to 35
The definition, youth, not
of
football.
youth.
The
The
general
definite, no, no, not
definition.
football. The general
The
definition
general
of youth.
definition for youth, when you talk about the
Okay.
category for youth, it
Youth,
goes up to the age of 35.
35. Okay, good. Good, sir. You know, I pray to the Lord that He allows me to live until tomorrow.
Yeah.
When we are continuing this, because you say we are going to come name the team them, because your definition of youth, sir, is so wrong.
Cataract,
That is,
the age group for youth,
youth, yeah, man, not
youth
youth
goes up
footballer,
to
youth.
the age of 35. Anybody, let me give you a simple thing. Just make one call to anyone from Social Development Commission and
Hold
ask
on,
them.
now. Hold
Just
on,
say, listen,
hold
without
on.
giving a definition, cataract. With the thesis on this, bro.
Yeah, and I, Ohini Blake, wrote and headed the National Youth Policy. So we are going to clash it out.
Cataract.
No cataract.
Cataract.
Ohini Blake. No
Brethren,
cataract.
cataract. Let me tell you this.
Yeah, my boss.
Let me give you again. Globally, when youth is considered, let me give you this. Globally, over the world, the age group for youth is up to 35.
So let me help you. Nowhere in the globe is 35.
And
The
youth
age group
footballers,
35. Yes.
Youth footballers,
6 to 19.
youth footballers
6
are
to
in.
19. That's what you
Yes,
said.
and I listen. I have a person from the states. I have a person from England
Hmm.
having sending that to me right now. Who involved in youth
Okay, sir.
football? So I want to challenge. So listen.
Okay, sir. No, hold on now. I am
Hey.
going to do my research on youth footballer,
Mhm.
right? Because I don't have that at my fingertips. And I don't have people telling me. And tomorrow, I am going to dig up and find,
Hey,
even if it
people.
means I go down to the Ministry of Education, the
Go
youth
down.
policy of 2004, a yellow and
Hey,
blue document
cheese and peace.
that,
People.
hold on now,
Cataract.
of
Cataract.
which,
So go
hold
on.
on now,
Cataract.
hold on
Cataract.
now, my brother.
Cataract. Cataract. I see
Channel.
cataract. I'm trying to end the show. So
Okay.
take a minute and close because I need to end it. But I need to answer. So just go ahead. Go
You
ahead
need to
and
answer who?
just go on. Just finish up what you're saying.
No, I'm saying that the Jamaica
Because
youth
what it,
policy.
let me say this. Let me say
Talk again.
because let me say this. For these persons who goes to Webster's dictionary and see the age group 15 to 24, you need to
Yes.
let me help you. Let me help you.
We don't need no help. You said I have a minute to end. So
Cataract.
why you helping me in a minute?
Cataract. I'm not speak cataract. Come on, man. Don't interrupt me, man. Just relax yourself and listen. So the person who goes right and they look in the dictionary, right, right, and see 15 to 24 in the dictionary and take that. Check the policies and the definition of youth from nations, including Jamaica. And I put it to you that they measure it up to the age of 35 and several indices.
So management, I put it to you
All right?
that the Jamaica National Youth Policy, the first, which was led and tabled in Parliament by one Ohini Blake, then director of the National Center for Youth Development and the Youth Division of the Ministry of Education, Youth and Culture, at which time the minister was Maxine Henry Wilson and the Minister of State with responsibility for youth was Dr. Donald Rudd. The definition of youth in Jamaica is 15 to 24, which is the definition accepted and by UNICEF. The Commonwealth defines youth up to age 29. But you, management, have 24 hours to bring me the writing that defines youth up to age 35.
You finish?
Yeah,
I'm,
man.
I'm, I'm going to bring it to you. And you said you said that youth footballers are 23-year-old. Are you did you say
Sir, I said
you,
youth. I said youth is up to age 24,
you did
which would
hold
mean
on, hold on.
that
So
hold on,
Tyreek
man.
Mitchell,
Don't,
so
hold
you
on,
didn't
man.
brother. No, don't tell me.
Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
Let me ask you the question. And it's yes or no, and then we'll close the show. You did not say that Tyreek Mitchell is a youth footballer. Yes or no?
I said Tyreek Mitchell is a youth
All right. Um, people,
at age 23.
Cataract. Hold on. We had a caller coming in. The call cut off. All right. So, people, tomorrow management going to come to you and show you. All right. I am management. This has been I am sure sports. You don't know. It's a good one. It's 19 minutes to the Champions League game. You understand me? So make sure you check it in as I support Real Madrid. You understand me?
So
I
what
think
is the
Real
score
Madrid.
you're predicting? What's the
I'm not.
score you're
I'm not
predicting? Real
predicting any
Madrid,
score. I'm not predicting any score.
but you're predicting
All
Real
right.
Madrid will win
Yeah, Real
and knock
Madrid
out
to win.
Manchester City.
Yeah. All right. So, bam. You understand me? Gunners boss, we have to run, man. You're reaching too late. You're reaching too late. You're reaching too late. So, check us out tomorrow. You understand me? I am sure sports. Manning's man will be here. You don't know who I'm going to have. You understand me? Big up to Cataract, Simon, all the commenters, all the persons in the comment section. Big up on yourself. I am Manning's man. This has been I am sure sports. As usual, we say, all right? You are over, and we are OUT out of here.